tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
All right.
Well, it's not unusual at all this time of the year to have a head coach of a basketball team with no voice left. And two more of those coaches coming up next. It's Fort Dodge St. Edmunds and Prairie City Monroe coming up next for the Class 2A championship. And we'll be back to get to the lineups in just a few moments after these local messages. We're just about 6 minutes away from Fort Dodge St. Edmund. The Gales and the Mustangs of Prairie City Monroe battling for the Class 2A state title. When you want to talk about great crowds and great atmospheres for high school basketball, it's going to be really hard to top this one because the fish tank is ready to go for Fort Dodge St. Edmund. And on the other side, there are plenty of fans here from Prairie City Monroe as well. It's going to be a great ball game coming up for the 2A title. But first of all, let's look back at that 1A championship for Dunkerton. And Gary takes us through the highlights.
We had a lot of nice plays in that first game. Here you see Kyle Stribe knocking down shot. Then it's Dunkerton going to the inside, and Kyle Kinsling, a great tournament, all-tournament performer, gets it in there. Then the back cut. You see Kinsling to Marquardt coming in the backside. And then watch Brungard right here. Just takes his time, a lot of patience, a lot of poise, nails the three-point shooter. As you look at the bench there for the champions and Coach Justin Little taking it all in.
And that's a special moment if you're a kid that age. Getting to come out to center court and grab that trophy.
It's one I'd like to have had. We were close. We got that second place trophy. That isn't all bad either.
No, that's a lot to be proud of. And 68-41 was the final. Dunkerton winning its first state championship since 1933. 71 years, but well worth the wait. Now the Mustangs of Prairie City Monroe undefeated, 26-0 on this season. #1 ranked team in the state in Class 2A, but Fort Dodge St. Edmund not far behind, 26-1. The Gales have had a terrific year as well, and this is going to be a great championship game in Class 2A. Gary, I think the semifinals in this class were as good as any group of semifinal games we had. The 2A semifinal games were both right down to the wire, and the two teams that lost, Pella Christian and Sioux Center, played another doozy of a game today in the consolation game.
I did, and we look at some performers that are going to be in this game tonight. You see number 40 there, Nicholas Sandvig, 6'3", 195-pound senior, good jumper, averaging a double-double on the season, 17 points and 10 rebounds.
Yeah, he had a terrific game against Pella Christian with 11 points and 17 boards in that ball game. And the Gales have brought half the city of Fort Dodge with them tonight. They've got the stands full, and same could be said for the communities of Prairie City and Monroe. Vets Auditorium is going to be a fun place to be over the next couple of hours as this Class 2A title is decided. Of course, Brandon Myers had an unbelievable game for Prairie City Monroe, I should say, in their semifinal win as they knocked off Sioux Center. And there's Brandon. What a ball game he had, Gary.
Right. Had the top game in the tournament so far. I think 35 points, 6'4", 210 pounds. He's the leading scorer in the tournament after 2 games, 59 points in his class. Going to Iowa University as a tight end, and you can understand when you see some catch some balls out there. He's got the good hands. That's what a tight end should have. Scored 2,000 points. Went over 2,000 points. In fact, 2,083 coming into this tournament. So a real force for the PCM Mustangs.
And Brandon Myers also had 16 rebounds in that victory over Sioux Center. A very good Sioux Center team.
Yes.
It took everything Prairie City Monroe had to come out of there with a win. Both these teams were pushed to the limit in the semifinal round. We'll see which one has the legs one night later to sustain it and come out of here with a victory.
And that's right, who's got the most gas left in the tank, so to speak, because neither one go very deep, about 7 players.
The state title game is coming up. Fort Dodge St. Edmund against Prairie City Monroe for all the marbles in Class 2A. And we'll be right back with the lineups after these local messages. And with tonight's lineups, it's Father Craig Collison of Sioux City.
It's time
for basketball. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Auditorium and the 2004 State Basketball Tournament. This is the championship game in Class 2A. It features the Gales of St. Edmond, Fort Dodge, and the Mustangs of PCM Monroe. Let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches of both schools. For St. Edmond, number 12, Brett Ressler. Number 24, Andrew Doster. Number 42, John Prebeck. Number 34, Justin Madsen. Number 22, Mitch Knipple. Number 30, Tony Nation. Number 50, Eric Doyle. Number 52, Jake Crimmins. Number 44, Joshua Bradley. And number 54, Brent Badkey. The assistant coaches of the Gales, Mr. Pat O'Rourke and Mr. Jeff Podasky. Here are the non-starters and assistant coaches for PCM. Number 5, Trent Van Genderen. Number 13, Gavin Wilson. Number 15, Keaton Van Ryswijk. Number 21, Dustin DeGraff. Number 31, Drew Wires. Number 32, Joey Terpstra. Number 33, Adam Streeter. Number 41, Matthew Dopp. Number 51, Corey Snyder. And number 55, Jeremy Terpstra. The assistant coaches of the Mustangs, Mr. Kyle Creer, Mr. Joel Greer, Mr. Bill Wright, and Mr. John Kaichis. And now, here are your starting lineups for the 26-1 Gales of St. Edmond and the 26-0 Mustangs of PCM. For the Gales, a 6'3" senior, number 32, Kyle Gapp. For the Mustangs, a 6'4" senior, number 4, Brandon Myers. For St. Edmond, a 6' senior, number 10, Zach Clark. For PCM, a 6' senior, number 25, Trent Kane. For the Gales, a 6'3" senior, number 40, Nicholas Sandvig. For the Mustangs, a 6'4" senior, number 43, Jerry West. For St. Edmond, a 5'11" senior, number 20, Tim Flattery. For PCM, a 5'10" senior, number 23, Brooke Maher. For the Gales, a 5'9" junior, number 14, Stephen Harvey. And for the Mustangs, a 5'8" sophomore, number 11, Grant Burns. The head coach of the St. Edmond Gales, Mr. Adolf Bokendorfer, and the head coach of the PCM Mustangs, Mr. Fred Lawrenson. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you the officials assigned to this contest by the Iowa High School Athletic Association. The referee, Mr. Brad Baker of Creston. The umpire, Mr. Scott Giles of Mount Ayr. And the bench official, Mr. Joel Oswald of Ames. And now, let's play championship basketball.
And let's take a look at Gary Thompson's Walmart Blue Cross Blue Shield of Iowa keys to the game.
Come out shooting by 17-point scorer. He was over only 3 for 17 in the semifinal game. And I think this team has to shoot well as a team tonight because they have won without shooting well. And I think the other thing they need to do is push the ball and get some easy baskets. And you look over at PCM, you're going to see Brandon Myers. He's their star. He comes up with some big games. He's a key to them. Grant Burns, a little sophomore guard, a sophomore playing. He's got to control this club. And the last thing, keep Nicholas Sandvig off the glass.
And we're ready to go with the Class 2A title game. Prairie City Monroe in the white uniforms with the red and gold trim, and St. Edmond in the Kelly green uniforms with the black and white trim. And Sandvig knocks it over to Prairie City Monroe, and Mayer was able to save it, but it's into Zach Clark of St. Edmond, and they'll start with the first possession of the game. You'll hear one chant after another from that St. Edmond fish tank right behind us. This is Tim Flattery trying to kick out to Zach Clark, the leading scorer for Fort Dodge St. Edmond. Averaging 17 a game. Now Flattery fires and misses, and Brandon Myers up high for the rebound. Had 16 boards in the semifinal win over Sioux Center. Kane on a drive to the hoop. And a good rebound by Gap, and it's out of bounds to Fort Dodge St. Edmunds. Well, the road to state for St. Edmunds included a first-round win over Clarinda, and then that thrilling two-point victory over Pella Christian in the semifinal round. They survived an 18-2 run by Pella Christian in that game. Flattery again. Got to the bucket that time.
Flattery, a key kid. The reason they're here in this tournament was he hit 4 clutch free throws down the stretch against Pella Christian.
Myers in the crowd, had it taken away. Zach Clark came up with a loose ball. Now Clark looking to create off the dribble. Stephen Harvey, a good shooter for Fort Dodge St. Edmunds, wears number 14. And he has it now. Trying to get it down to the block, but nothing doing so far. Flattery has it out high. Flattery on a kick out, and nice patience right now by Fort Dodge St. Edmond. Flattery spins in. It's a nice cutoff that time by Trent Kane of Prairie City Monroe.
Good patience here by the Gales right now, and good defense by the Mustangs. They haven't been able to penetrate in.
Sandvig gets his first touch, and a nice drive to the hoop, but he couldn't finish. And another rebound for Myers.
Sandvig leaving it just a little short on the glass.
Myers got the bucket and drew the foul. A coast-to-coast move by Brandon Myers of Prairie City Monroe. Kyle Gap gets the foul.
You see Myers coming across there. Picking it up. Gap, pretty big kid himself, 6'3", 190 pounds.
Myers adds the free throw. What a game he had yesterday against Sioux Center. 35 points and 16 rebounds.
Brandon Myers can just shift it into another gear.
A 3-2 advantage for PCM. Sandvik with a good pass to Gap.
Good bounce pass. That bounce pass, in my opinion, always has a chance to get through in that traffic.
Knocked away. Good hustle by Zach Clark. And Flattery was tied up that time by Grant Burns. And the alternate possession is going to belong to Prairie City Monroe. Here's the road to state for PCM. In the state tournament, they knocked off Applington Parkersburg by 8, a very scrappy AP team, and then beat Sioux Center in that terrific semifinal. Here's Myers again. 5 early points for Brandon Myers, who averages 26 a game.
And on the boards once again. It seemed like in that semifinal game, the first half particularly, he just got everything that went on the glass.
Myers with a steal. Watch out at the other end. He loves to dunk.
There it is.
7 for Myers, and a 7-4 lead for the Mustangs. Zach Clark trying to get off a screen from Sandvik, couldn't get the shot to go, and the rebound controlled by Mayer. Ahead to Kane, jumper on the way. And Burns battling, but it's Gap that comes out of there with it for Fort Dodge St. Edmond. Now Clark with a pull-up 3, a rainbow that wouldn't go, and the rebound controlled by Kane.
I know these kids shoot them deep, but Zach Clark, who had an off night the other night, I think you want to come in there, I would be thinking, to get a little bit closer shot, get yourself started, get back in rhythm.
A foul underneath on Fort Dodge St. Edmond. It'll go on Stephen Harvey, his first and the second for the team. Timeout on the floor. Brandon Myers has gotten Prairie City Monroe off to a good start. His steal and ensuing dunk has the Mustangs up 7-4. Fort Dodge St. Edmond will start the second quarter with the basketball, trailing 11-10. Gary, we have not seen St. Edmond shoot the ball well in this tournament. So far in this one, though, they're 5 of 11, and this could be a very dangerous team if they shoot it like they did during the regular season when they shot 53%. St. Edmond shot just 33% and 31% in their 2 victories to get to this championship game.
Burns gets called for the blocking foul there.
Zach Clark with it. Maher, the defender. Good job there. And now they get it across. Stefan Harvey. And a good finish by Sandvik.
A little penetration into the middle there, and a little bounce pass results in an easy 2.
And the first lead for St. Edmond. And now a long 3 wouldn't fall for Mayer. And the rebound to Sandvik.
Sandvik second in the 2A rebounding. He had 22 rebounds in 2 games.
There's some of that shooting from St. Edmond. Tim Flattery hits a 3, and it's 15-11 in favor of the Gales. Brandon Myers tries to answer and can't. And the rebound battle out of bounds. It's going to belong to PCM. St. Edmond has scored the last 10 points. Look at the touch here by Flattery.
Flattery, a 10-point-a-game average, nails down the 3.
Maher misses a 3, and the rebound to Flattery. Zach Clark fires and hits. And right now, St. Edmond has it stuck on automatic. They've scored 13 straight points.
Hard to hold good shooters down. And a good shooter, even though, like you said, he's had struggled at this point, they always think they're going to make the next one.
A miss by Myers, but a good job that time by Mayer of tracking down the loose ball. Grant Burns.
Here's where he has to get them set up in their offense, calm things down, just have patience, stay with their game plan.
Jerry West for 3. In and out. And Flattery another rebound. And a good look to Gap. St. Edmond filling it up right now, and a timeout called by Fred Lawrenson. It was 11-5 PCM at one point, and right now a 15-0 run by Fort Dodge St. Edmond. Adolf Kokendorfer's team has started to fire it with some confidence.
Nice pass right in here, and they're coming down quick. We talked about that, getting down early and getting some fast break baskets, some cheap ones as West picks himself off the ground. Now he comes down. Zach Clark shoots 35% three-point shots. Taken 147 of those three-pointers during the season.
There's Coach Kokendorfer. Nice career record for him, and 4 trips to the state tournament in his 10 years at St. Edmond. 18 years overall.
Championship in 2000.
And Jack Brownlee led that team and has been helping out with some scouting and helping out the coaching staff this week as they try to claim another title. Brandon Myers for 3. And PCM has gone ice cold. Zach Clark pushes it up to Flattery. And Gap walk with it. So a 9-point advantage for St. Edmond. 5.5 minutes to go in what has been an exciting, fast-paced first half. Grant Burns gets it down low to Myers. Double teamed. Good kick out. Maher for 3. Brooke Maher has hit 22 of them on the season and knocks that one down to end that 15-0 run for St. Edmond.
I was watching Zach Clark that time, 6 foot, 165 pounds, trying to cover up on Brandon Myers, and what he's doing is he's forgetting about boards. All he's doing when that ball goes up is trying to put a body on Myers and block him out.
Myers might have tried to do too much that time, and a steal for St. Edmond. Here comes Clark, and a kick out. 3-point attempt wouldn't fall for Harvey.
Good penetration, though. The penetration and kick opened the shot up.
Burns with a good pass down low, and now it's Myers with it, and the back on the dribble. Double clutch shot. And a good rebound that time. Stephon Harvey. A 6-point advantage and the ball for the Gales. Flattery is off to a good start in this one. Gets by Burns on the dribble. Harvey to Clark to Flattery. Down low to Gap. You see the ball movement by this St. Edmond team. They really pass the ball efficiently. 4 minutes to go, first half, and a 20-14 advantage for the Gales. And a foul call on Burns. That's going to be his second.
You see him trying to play man for man. Concerned Coach Lawrenson.
Timeout on the floor. It's a 20-14 advantage for St. Edmond of Fort Dodge. And we'll be back right after these network messages. And let's take a look now at some key stats brought to you by Menards. And St. Edmond picking up its shooting.
A good shooting right there. PCM started off hot. Brandon Myers 3 for 3, and so since that time they're 3 for 16 from the field.
Zach Clark fires from the baseline. And look at Sandvik go to the boards.
Nice job. That's the guy we're talking about. You got to keep off that glass.
He really attacks the offensive glass in particular. He had 17 rebounds against Pella Christian in that semifinal victory for St. Edmond.
And 7 of those were on the offensive end.
Joey Terpstra turns and fires and hits. Well, what a nice bonus that is for PCM. Terpstra comes off the bench.
That's a story in itself. He was a JV player all year long, dressed for the varsity, but didn't play. Coach thought that he needed some size in there, and so he's come in and playing in the state tournament.
Flattery. Tough shot over Burns. And the rebound controlled by Terpstra. Grant Burns trying to create off the dribble. Terpstra has it. Now they bring it back out. Gavin Wilson into Lane Kane. And Missed the shot, the rebound to Sandvig. Another rebound for Nicholas Sandvig.
Tough shot right there. You're trailing by 6. You want to come down and try and get every good shot you can. A good percentage shot.
Kyle Gapp over to Flattery. Down low they get it to Sandvig, and he was pushed by Terpstra. Fouls have not been a real big factor in this game, although Grant Burns does have 2 for PCM, and Stephen Harvey has 2 for St. Edmond. Now Myers back in after a brief rest to give Terpstra a break, and Terpstra did a good job out there. Rebound at one end and a bucket at the other.
I was reading in the paper the story on PCM about their conditioning and all the hard work they've done. And I have to say that they're not a deep bench, but we're really going to find out tonight how much they've got left, because they really expended a lot of energy in that semifinals.
This is Mayer. And Gapp with the rebound. Flattery in no hurry. A 24-16 advantage with under 2 minutes to play now in the second quarter. Harvey, a good three-point shooter, but he really picks his spots. Number 14 for St. Edmond. Doesn't force anything. Sandvig had it stripped away, but got it back. He's a big, strong kid, isn't he, Gary?
He really is.
Zach Clark fires. And another rebound for Brandon Myers.
Myers, a big kid, but he likes to bring the ball down himself.
Well, he went between the legs on the dribble and then found Mayer. Bucket counts and a foul. And Brooke Mayer will try for a three-point play. So some versatility from Myers, sets up his senior teammate, Brooke Mayer.
Watch the strength there. He gets that ball knocked away from him, Myers, but recovers it and makes the good pass. All in the same motion. He's up in the air. Results in a three-point play.
6 points now for Mayer, who had 8 points and 3 assists in the semifinal win over Sioux Center. And PCM Monroe is back within 5 at 24-19. Good game here in this Class 2A championship. Sandvig with the pass down low to Gapp. Clark will fire another three. In and out, and guess who? Brandon Myers with another rebound.
Zach Clark with another good look.
PCM within 5. Myers operating against Clark. And now Kane for 3. Got it. Trent Kane gets PCM within 2.
That's what's going to happen for PCM. They're going to have to get some support for Brandon Myers, because every time he takes a drive, they got somebody coming off and doubling up.
Mayer with a steal, knocks it over to Kane. And now PCM within 2. Myers goes for the lead. And a good rebound, but Kane couldn't finish. Now Myers will.
Well, you got to credit Myers that time for his hustle. He takes the shot, there's a rebound long, he goes down underneath to get ready to rebound, gets it and sticks it back in. You got a tie game.
Myers with 9. 10 seconds to go in the half. Tied at 24. Flattery on a kick out to Clark. Had it stripped by Burns. Burns from half court. Oh, he banked it too hard.
It looked good from this angle, didn't it?
Sure did. What a half. As St. Edmond and PCM are tied at 24 at the break. And we'll take a network break. It'll take the next 16 minutes to decide it between St. Edmond and PCM. .24 apiece as we get ready to start the second half. But first, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half, Gary.
Well, first of all, you have Brandon Meyer coming out strong in the first half. He had 3 for 3. He had that jam. He had 9 points in the first half as Brandon comes back. And then you'll see Zach Clark with a nice steal coming down. Takes it right up. Brandon Meyer fakes at him, but he doesn't pay any attention to it. Lays it up with the glass. And then Zach Clark comes back with a 3-point goal. 7 points for him in the first half. And then Trent Kane with his 3-point goal. The one shot that he made in his first half.
There's a look at the stats, and PCM Monroe did not shoot it as well as St. Edmond, but they out-rebounded them. And turnovers fairly even, the game fairly even, 24 apiece. PCM closed it out with an 8-0 run to end that first half. Let's go back and revisit Gary Thompson's well-marked Blue Cross Blue Shield of Iowa keys to the game.
Well, Zach Clark didn't have a hot first half, but he finished 7 points. But the team overall shot well, 47.8%. Was only able to get one fast break basket in the first half. PCM, Brandon Myers, we said, started hot, 3 for 3, and it took him right to the end of the half before he got his next basket. Grant Burns, 2 for 2, 4 points. But a key here, no assists. I think he has to help some people get some baskets. They've been keeping Sandvik, doing a good job of keeping him on the offensive glass. He's had 1 offensive rebound. It did result in a putback basket.
And it'll be PCM's ball to start the second half. Settle in. We're in for 16 exciting minutes of basketball to settle this Class 2A title. Down low is Myers. 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists so far in the game for Brandon Myers.
You know, and I think that's a nice place to go with him right now. Start him down low and see what he can do. If they just double him to where he can't make any moves, he can kick it out, get his teammates some easy shots.
This is Clark to Flattery. Now Kyle Gapp backs in on Brandon Myers. Got him in the air and got the shot to go. Nice move by Gapp. Right back to a tie game. They try to get it down low to West, but St. Edmond comes up with a steal. A good play by Sandvik. And now Clark up the left side with a dribble.
Sandvik's coach says he's one of the best guys he's ever had of fronting the post. Just hustles all the time, keep that ball out of the inside.
And Flattery hits a 3 at the other end, so St. Edmond takes a 3-point lead.
Flattery came into this final game at 25 points, which was good for 6th place in the scoring derby after 2 games.
Foul underneath on St. Edmond on that pass. And that's going to go on Harvey. That's going to be his 3rd. Stephen Harvey with 3 personal fouls. And he'll have to come out. And Mitch Knippel, who gave St. Edmond some good minutes in that first half, comes back in. There's Flattery knocking down that 3 a moment ago.
Good ball movement to get that 3.
Back to live action. Brooke Mayer hits off the glass. And that gets PCM back within 1. Good ball game. United Bets, the 2A title game. Flattery gets it down low to Sandvik. Love the patience with which the Gales run their offense.
Mustangs coming out man-for-man defense.
Gapp on a strong drive, draws a foul on Kane. And 2 free throws coming for Kyle Gapp. These will be the first free throw attempts of the game for the Gales.
And only had 2 by PCM in that first half. I think they hit them both, 2 for 2. Gapp, a nice move there, just blew right by Brandon Myers.
Kyle Gapp now with 7 points.
And a good free throw shooter, at 74% on the year.
He's averaged 10 points in these 2 tournament games. Now he's up to 8 points in this one, the 3rd and final game for St. Edmond in this 2004 state tournament. 3-point advantage for the Gales.
PCM getting some good movement, run cutters through, trying to screen down, free up the shooter on the fringe.
Brandon Myers had it stripped, and Myers hit it last. Good defensive work by Zach Clark.
And you know, that's where I always like as a little player to try. You're not going to block shots up above. So you get a big guy, get it down low. And if you don't get it and you get your hand in the middle, you force that guy to take the ball out of his rhythm.
Flattery misses, and Burns rebounds. Grant Burns lost control momentarily, but Kane has it. Myers at the free throw line. Tough jumper. Got it. 13 for Brandon Myers.
Well, they had to shoot that jumper because there wasn't anywhere to drive the basketball. There was 4 green shirts in the paint.
And a good job by Maher taking the charge as Zach Clark spun in there.
You know, coaches always work on that, taking the charge, whether it's out there, usually around the basket. But, boy, that is such an important part of defensive basketball.
Adolf Kokendorfer has seen his team win a state championship in the year 2000. Now he's trying to do it again. Prairie City Monroe 4th straight year in the state tournament, Gary, but they've never finished better than 4th in those 4 years. Myers misses, and Sandvik is tied up by Mayer, and the alternate possession is going to go to St. Edmond.
Coach Lawrenson set that play. They used some cards over the plays, and he said ISO. Here was the ISO. They cleared out a side for Brandon Myers. He comes in there, just misses it, the shot. Wide open.
31-30. And a knock away. And here comes Burns. Lost control. Flattery knocked it ahead to Gap. Now he has it stripped from behind by Mayer. And here comes Myers. 15 for Brandon Myers.
Good job by Myers that time. He couldn't get the dunk, so he just crossed over and took the defender out of the play away from him and laid it up.
Back to a 1-point lead for PCM. Back and forth it goes. Foul called on Burns, his 3rd. Grant Burns now with 3 fouls, the point guard for PCM. Watch this wild action, Gary. Back and forth it went.
Loses control of it here. Gales come up with it. Now you always got to be ready when it's a turnover. People are going to come flying behind you. And there's Brandon Myers taking it up, cross to the other side, laying it up for 2.
Timeout on the floor. 4:26 to go, 3rd quarter. Don't go anywhere. We have a 1-point lead for PCM. Back after these local messages. St. Edmond will have the ball, trailing by 1 with 4:26 to go in the 3rd quarter of our 2A championship game. A long jumper is good by Clark. A 3-pointer for Zach Clark.
Mistake there, slow to recognize one of their good shooters on the outside. Zach Clark just getting wide open off the inbounds pass.
So the lead seesaws back to the Gales. They're up by 2. Burns is going to have to be careful. He's out there playing with 3 fouls now. Number 11 for PCM. Mayer lost control of it, and Flattery gets the steal for St. Edmond. Clark shovels it over. Now they get a travel called on Sandvik. Surprised that Stephen Harvey didn't put that one up, Gary. A 45% 3-point shooter. He had a little daylight, but he really picks his spots.
He's what I call a zone breaker. He shoots 45% from the 3-point shot, but very selective. But he forces the defense hanging out on that 3-point line to go out and cover him, so it takes a man out of that middle defensively.
Myers against Clark, and Clark fouled him. Myers has a pretty big strength advantage over Clark, and a little bit of a height advantage too. So
that's the 2nd time now out about the last 3 possessions that they've isolated Myers on the wing. They clear a side for him.
Myers
let him go to work.
Got his own rebound this time and put it back. 17 points, 9 rebounds for Brandon Myers, and a tie game.
He's so big and strong, and when he goes up, he just kind of clears people away from him.
He'll play tight end at Iowa, but he loves to play basketball too. Don't be shocked if at some point in his college career he ends up playing a little basketball too. I think it's going to be hard for him to get it out of his system. Flattery banked it too hard. And a good rebound by Clark.
I'm looking for Harvey to get off that 3 yet. Right there, they switch out of their zones. Looks like 1-3-1. They 2-3. Goes to the side. They go to a 1-3-1.
Here comes Burns. Oh, and a good play by Flattery, but they couldn't save it. Out of bounds to PCM.
And Burns made a couple of great driving layups in that semifinal game. Just super plays when the game was tight.
What a good steal by Sandvik. What a hustler he is. We put down the word grinder on my description anyway. There's Clark for 3. And it went over the top of the backboard. It'll be out of bounds to PCM. But I tell you, I love the way Nicholas Sandvik plays. Big number 40 for St. Edmond. Averaging 17.5 points, 10.5 rebounds on the season. Kane with it. We get toward the latter part of the 3rd quarter with the game tied at 34. Myers lets the traffic clear and lays it in.
Nice job there, faking, as you said, letting the defensive man go by.
Back to a 2-point lead for PCM. PCM in a zone defensively. Harvey bounces it out. Now they get it to Clark. Down low to Gap. Now Clark got Myers in the air. Down low, it's Gap, missing. And good hustle again. Burns, a great pass ahead to Myers.
And Myers doing a little bit of cherry picking. The Gale defender gambled to go for that steal. Didn't get it. It was an easy 2 on the other end.
Easy for him. I couldn't do that. 21 in the game for Myers. Flattery will get you everywhere if you're Fort Dodge St. Edmond. Flattery hits another 3, his 3rd of the game, and it's 38-37.
Flattery has that knack seemingly to come up with a big play.
And an offensive foul on Myers. What a great game.
Just his first foul.
1:17 to go. The NCAA tournament is great, but you can't beat this. Zach Clark. Flattery. Out to Clark. And that patience again from St. Edmond. And if it gets down close to that 30-second mark, they'll wait. But they get a good look. And Clark couldn't convert. And here comes Myers again. He has the sophomore with him, but Myers takes it himself and lays it in. 23 for Brandon Myers.
That was a tough layup. I mean, he really had to stretch out. That isn't a layup per se. That's just a tough shot.
14 in the second half for Myers. Sandvik kicks it out. And now they will get a 3 from Harvey, but he couldn't get it. And Myers rebounds with 25 seconds to go in this third quarter. A 3-point advantage for PCM. Grant Burns taking his time. This is Myers. Drew a foul, got it to go.
Boy, he has taken this game over. I thought a little early to start your play there, because if you miss, you give the other team a chance the Gales to come down with 7 seconds left almost and score. But he goes for it. He gets it very deep. Just take it, splits. He's so strong. He goes right through 2 defenders right there.
And a good pass by Jerry West to set him up. Myers will try for a 3-point play.
Myers really feeling it right now.
Boy, is he having a tournament? Look at those numbers. Missed the free throw. And Gap rebounds. Now Flattery will have to let it fly. And just missed it. West rebound. So a little bit of a run to close out that third quarter for PCM. And they lead it by 5. Grant Burns, the sophomore guard for PCM, with a heady play to get it ahead to the senior Brandon Myers for the throwdown, and a 5-point PCM lead after 3. The most valuable player award in the tournament is one of the most coveted individual honors in high school sports. Mid-American Energy is providing a $1,000 college scholarship to the student athlete named Tournament MVP, chosen from all of the 4 class winners in the tournament and announced on Saturday night. That's tomorrow night, following the Class 4A title game.
And John, the Mustangs have really heated up. They're only 37% shooting in the first half. This third quarter, 9 for 12, 75%. It's when you're making layups, that percentage goes up. And Brandon Myers taking it to the hole with stuffs and layups.
Jerry West brings it back out to Gavin Wilson. Now a good pass down low. West is going to try to finish.
Looked like it was going to Myers, got deflected away, and right to Jerry West. Sometimes it's better to be a little lucky than good.
Up to a 7-point lead for PCM. St. Edmond led by as many as 9 before a Mustang rally. Sandvik brings it out. Now they swing it to Clark. Flattery into the paint. Clark cut off. Not panicking right now. This Gales team, they run their offense the way they want to. They don't panic.
Harvey seems just a little reluctant to me to take that shot tonight.
Flattery isn't. Couldn't get it though. And Myers another rebound. Well, he's like a bear down there on the paint. Says, give me that. Now Kane into the front court. PCM trying to add to a 7-point lead. Jerry West on a kick out. Now they swing it around to Kane for three. Hey, he hits his second of the game. Trent Kane.
Good ball movement by the Mustangs right there. Working their offense, having a lot of patience.
Timeout called by Adolf Kokendorfer. And we'll keep it here. And PCM all of a sudden, Gary, is up to a 10-point advantage.
Well, they've started to shoot the basketball. High percentage shots have got them out to this 10-point lead.
And when Myers is doing what he's been able to do inside, it opens up this from the outside.
That's what I said. I thought it was good to start him down on at the start of this half. Start him down low. That takes the pressure inside, and it leaves guys wide open. Look at here, the wide open shot that he gets. Trent Kane nailing it.
Kane averaging 11 a game coming into this tournament. There he is, number 25, a senior. He has averaged 8 points and 6 rebounds in the first 2 tournament victories, and now PCM is just 6:22 away from claiming a state title, but St. Edmond will have something to say about it. 7th time in the state tournament for PCM. But they're trying to win their first title. Sandvig hits the hook. He's been quiet here in the second half, but he gets that one to go.
That's a good place to start, go down here, but here's the end that the Gales have to come up with. They have to have some stop here.
They've shown they can do it once. Now they have to do it again. Burns to Myers, knocked away, and a foul call on Clark.
Myers does draw a crowd when he sets up into that lane. There are about 4 green shirts all around him.
15th foul. Myers on a kick out to Kane. And a good rebound from Sandvik. Well, he's an animal on those boards too. We see 2 great rebounders in this game, and Myers and Sandvik. Harvey will kick it out to Clark.
The Mustangs doing a good job. PCM of moving on that zone.
Clark misses, but the rebound to Gap.
Maybe that's a little break right there. Get the Gales going. Get them pumped up again as they cut it down to 6.
Kyle Gap with 10 in the game. And the points in the paint, the advantage to PCM. But Gap that time able to get 2 for St. Edmond. And look at the hustle by Gap. Here comes Clark. Zach Clark to the hoop. And the rebound to West.
Didn't quite get in deep enough on that layup. Had to stretch and came up short.
Grant Burns controls things for PCM. What a great crowd tonight at Vets Auditorium for this 2A championship.
And they're seeing a heck of a basketball game here tonight, too.
They really are. 2 teams that have to be pretty tired after they were pushed to the limit in their semifinal games, but they're giving it everything tonight. West misses. And the rebound again to Sandvik.
Well, Sandvik only 6'3", but he's a good jumper, gets up high, and
and a good look. Flattery to Gap. And Gap now with a dozen, and St. Edmond is within 4. Timeout called by Fred Lawrenson. 4:07 to go, and it's down to a 4-point lead, a 6-0 run for St. Edmond. And the fish tank happy about that. Gap's giving him a good ball game here tonight. St. Edmond 9 times in the state tournament. Last year they lost to the sub-state, to Okoboji. I mentioned they lost once this year. That was to Algona-Garrigan, but since then, 20 straight victories. PCM has won all 26 of its games. They've beaten some 3A schools. They beat Norwalk by 14. They beat Pella by 23. But yesterday's win over Sioux Center, Coach Lawrenson told me the best that they have played all season. They had to beat a great Sioux Center team. This is West. Missing, but Myers rebounds.
What a key rebound there after Gale's making a big run, getting it down to 4 and come up with it.
Myers now with 27 points, and he's up to 86 points in the tournament in 3 games. What a tournament he's had. Flattery. Out to Clark. And he stepped out of bounds when he caught it. Costly turnover for the Gales. Timeout on the floor. 3:36 left here at Vets. And some local messages coming up, but don't go anywhere. We have a great ball game. 49-43, PCM leads it. Our key stats are brought to you by Menards, and both teams shooting it well. Well, rebounds have been, every rebound has been hotly contested. You can't enjoy a game like this, you're not a fan. 49-43 in favor of Prairie City Monroe.
Myers a big second half, double-double already. 27 points, as you said, 12 rebounds.
Burns had it knocked away, but got it back with some hustle. And then a timeout called by Fred Lawrenson. 3:27 left, and an alert timeout by the coach as Grant Burns was in some trouble. Fred Lawrenson, 25 years as a high school basketball coach, three-sport star at Clarinda. And he coached them back when they were Monroe, before they became Prairie City Monroe. So he's been there for a while. He looks a lot younger than he is, maybe. He's been around for a while. 328 career wins.
Well, that was a great timeout because every possession is really critical right now. 3:27 to play.
Something to keep in mind here, Gary. Prairie City Monroe is not a good free throw shooting team. 59% as a team. And if it gets in a situation where St. Edmond has to foul, there's going to be some pretty tough one-and-ones for those kids from PCM. There's a young one worn out.
And you know, John, excuse me, mental attitude right now coming down, particularly in the case of PCM, is leading by 49-43. You can't think about trying to protect a game. This is a big championship game. This is what it comes down to. You start thinking about protecting. You want that championship so bad, but you got to play the game. Just keep playing it.
There's the three-point shooting. St. Edmunds has had a few to get back in it here. And Myers goes by Clark and then dribbles it back out. PCM trying to run a little clock. They lead by 6 with 3:12 to go. Trent Kane hands it off to Brooke Mayer. He's trapped, but goes through it. And a good pass, but West couldn't control. Now Myers up with a loose ball and a foul call.
Going to be on Clark, I think, Zach Clark. Reaching in.
Zach Clark does pick up the foul. That's his fourth. Now Gap will get a rest, and Knipple back in there for St. Edmond. Neither one of these teams is particularly deep. Or at least they haven't used a lot of players to this point in the tournament. They've been in some tight games.
That's where you felt like fatigue may be an important part here to finish off this game.
Brandon Myers on a spin move, ran over. Good job by Nicholas Sandvig taking the charge.
Great defensive position.
Watch Sandvig.
Yep, watch him spin. He sets right on him, just waiting for him. Coming off that right shoulder.
Boy, you gotta have some courage. Brandon Myers has a full head of steam, and he's coming right at you, and you're gonna stand in and take a charge. That shows me something. All right, St. Edmond now, down 6. Sandvig to Flattery.
Now you got to take advantage of that good defensive play on the other end.
And this is Sandvig missing. Kane rebounds. 2:25 to go, and the clock becomes an ally for PCM. Grant Burns into the front court. Crosses over with that dribble. Nice to have a good point guard at this stage of the game.
With the Mustangs, you want to keep that ball out of the corner where you don't want to get trapped.
Kane is fouled. He's a 53% free throw shooter.
This is where it may be a curse, as you said, to be in the 1-on-1 situation now with 2:10 to play, because you've got some guys that do not shoot the free throws very well.
Third foul for Kyle Gapp. Kane missed. The West kept it alive, and here comes Clark. And St. Edmond really needs a hoop on this possession. 2 minutes to go. Harvey brings it out to Clark. 2 minutes left. St. Edmond down 6. And now Harvey lets it go.
There it is.
We've been waiting the whole game. And Stephen Harvey picked a spot and buried the 3. 49-46.
Right when they need it the most, he gets it.
Maher with 1:38 left, gets it to Myers. Now Burns comes out to get it.
It's a danger a lot of times of trying to go dead too soon. I'd look for him to get Myers on a isolation play again on the side. Clear it out. They had a lot of success earlier with it.
Burns handling the ball well. A good pass to West, and he'll bring it back out. A minute 14 left.
Looked like West might have been able to take that to the basket. The layup there, I think you got to take it.
Oh, trouble. And a foul call. Burns didn't see that double team coming, and he was in a heap of trouble, but he's bailed out on the foul, and now he'll shoot a 1-and-1. Flattery gets his second foul. And a timeout called by Coach Kokendorfer. Well, the Syngenta play of the game is brought to you by Touchdown Total. It's consistent weed control for burn down and over-the-top applications in Roundup Ready crops. And watch Brandon Myers here. We've seen a lot of this in the tournament, Gary.
Just one-on-one, he has a chance to go to the other side, but decides to take it himself, and that's that play we talked about. It's not a layup. That's a shot, and a tough shot. He's laying out and having the finger roll it up.
Brandon Myers
Nice
with
job.
27 points and 13 rebounds. And his team clinging to a 3-point lead with 1:04 to go. Prairie City Monroe, 7 times in the state tournament. 4th in 01, 4th in 02. A first-round loss in overtime last year was a heartbreaker to Council Bluffs St. Albert. And now, after 4 straight trips to the tournament, Brandon Myers and the Mustangs trying to win it all. There are the numbers. But right now, it's Grant Burns, the sophomore, standing at the free throw line. He's had a great tournament too, averaging 10 points and 5.5 assists. Missed the front end of the 1-and-1. So that's twice now that PCM has missed front ends of 1-and-1s. And it's a 3-point game with less than a minute to go. The Gales can tie it with a 3. Clark on a drive. Sandvig bounces it over on the wing to Gap. Cross court, Harvey again for 3. And the rebound battle, a foul call on PCM. That's only going to be their 4th team foul, so no free throws. And they still have their 15th foul.
15 foul, yeah.
Say corrected, but they still have 1 to give.
Nice job by Gap, though, of getting into the rebound position, saving that possession.
And a timeout called by Fred Lawrenson. 42 seconds left at Vets Auditorium, and a 49-46 advantage for that man's team. We've had a busy day here at Vets, the Class 4A semifinals. We saw Linmar of Marion and Waterloo East advance to the championship game. And then Dunkerton won the Class 1A state title with a win over Manning. Here's what we have coming up tomorrow night. Crestwood of Fresco, a matchup against Harlan for the 3A title. And then the late game will be the 4A championship, Waterloo East against Marion Linmar.
John, in that 3A, we could almost have a football game with Harlan and Crestwood. Both of them have a number of football players on their team.
4 of the starters for Crestwood played football, and a lot of those Harlan players are very outstanding football players. We know how much success Kurt Blatt and that Harlan football program have had through the years. What a great crowd for both these teams. I tell you what, you love the enthusiasm, the energy. It's all positive energy, too.
Right.
Don't hear any screaming at each other, chanting obscenities or anything like that. It's just a great crowd, the way it ought to be. 40 seconds left.
Seems they're going to play for the three-point shot or try to get something down low, a two-pointer, and then foul.
Clark gets it out to Flattery for three. He got it.
What a clutch guy. What a clutch guy.
Tim Flattery with his fourth three of the game, and it's tied at 49. 20 seconds left. Oh, what a shot by Flattery.
And that's what missed free throws will do for you. We talked about it. John, you brought it up, how important that could be.
10 seconds left. Burns has it. They've got to get going. 6 seconds left. Burns, free throw line jumper for the win. And we're going to overtime. Why not? It's been a great game. Let's not end it yet. We're headed to overtime with the score tied at 49. Tim Flattery hit the big three, his fourth of the game, to force the OT.
Well, it's only because of Tim Flattery probably that they're here. You know, he made those 4 free throws down the stretch in the last minute that got him into this game, beat Pella Christian. He hit 2 with 1:05 to go, which are really crucial because they were 2 behind. That's where the real pressure was on right there. Watch Flattery. Takes his time. Flattery takes his time, doesn't rush it, get in a hurry. Nice rhythm and nails it.
And here's the last try, and a good look for Grant Burns, but he just couldn't get it down. Not a bad shot at all, though. He used his quickness to get that 14-footer.
Hits the rim and rims out, and we're going to OT.
Said it before, I'll say it again. Flattery will get you everywhere. Tim
like
Flattery will at least get you to overtime anyway. 49 apiece. What a game here at Vets tonight. St. Edmond outscored PCM 12-7 there in that fourth quarter. Now you look up at the board, you see 2 guys for St. Edmond with 4 fouls apiece. And will that play a factor in this 4-minute overtime?
Also, the Gales in that last stretch, the last quarter, half of it did a better job on the boards. They've cut that rebound margin down to 2.
Long jumper by Burns. And the rebound to Mayer. Out of bounds to PCM. The 2 players with 4 fouls are Zach Clark and Stephen Harvey, 2 of the better shooters for St. Edmond. Nobody's fouled out of the game yet. 3:40 left in our first overtime. This is Kane for 3. And the rebound to Mayer. Mayer, a nice job on the offensive board.
How many times does that happen where a bad shot turns into a bucket for the same team because you're not in position to rebound, you're looking for that ball to go up off the glass, and it's so off the mark that it falls into one of your own teammates' hands. Good break.
Flattery with another jumper. Couldn't get the bounce. And Myers kept it alive for Mayer. Well, Brooke Mayer has done a nice job for PCM. He's been in the right place at the right time and made a big contribution to their effort. Burns behind the back on the dribble.
Big possession there. Myers again involved in it. Goes up, can't control the rebound, but tips it away. Mustangs retain or get possession.
2-point advantage for PCM. Less than 3 minutes to go in overtime.
2:45, a long time to play. I think you want to look for scoring here.
They don't want to stop attacking for PCM. And this is the guy to do it, Brandon Myers with 27 points. Gets it over to Kane.
Gale's coming out now, trying to put on more pressure.
Nice job handling the basketball right now by PCM. Mayer with it, and he's fouled. And that'll send Mayer to the free throw line for another 1-and-1. Flattery picks up the foul, his third.
You said you got 2 of their better shooters with 4 fouls, so they really can't go out and foul people.
Big free throws coming for Brooke Mayer. He hits the first. Now it's a 3-point advantage.
Mayer, a 58% free throw shooter on the year. Got a big one there.
The senior hit them both. He has all 4 points in overtime. And it's a 53-49 advantage for PCM. 2:15 to go. Can the Gales come back again?
They kept their poise last time. Let's see it again. Nice drive. Nice drive.
Sandvig will try for a three-point play. Nicholas Sandvig with a strong drive to the hoop. And the foul called on Burns. That's going to be his fourth.
Little up fake right there. Takes it in. Myers cannot get over quick enough. Just makes a...
But they called the foul on Burns, his fourth. He must have reached in from behind.
Yeah.
And a timeout call. We'll keep it here with 2:03 to go in overtime and a 53-51 advantage, but a free throw coming for Nicholas Sandvig of St. Edmond. Take a look around this building at the great atmosphere that is high school basketball in Iowa. This is a packed house, over 9,400 in the house for this Class 2A championship game. Here's that drive by Sandvig.
Watch him catch it. Squares up, high post, gets him off balance. West in there, takes it in. The right-hand shot gets it up the glass, and you get a little grab. You're going to go after that guy right there. You got to make sure he doesn't get it to the basket if you're going to foul. You got a 4-point lead. You do not want to turn it into the three-pointer.
Sandvig with 12 points and 8 rebounds in this one. Kyle Gapp also with 12 points and 8 boards. They're two big guys getting it done inside. Flattery has 14 to lead the Gales. Nicholas Sandvig had 11 points and 17 rebounds yesterday, and a big three-point play here. And a one-point game, PCM in front. And now Burns having trouble with it. And it's stolen. But Burns goes and gets it back and throws it away. And look at the hustle. Oh, great effort by Trent Kane, but he couldn't quite save it.
These kids are just hustling all over the floor right now. Just great effort.
Both teams. 1-point advantage for PCM. But St. Edmond can take the lead here. We're in overtime. Flattery hit the big 3 to force OT. Gets it to Sandvig. Denied by Brandon Myers.
Had Myers up in the air one time, come down, didn't get it back to the basket, and then Myers recovered and got the big block.
1:30 to go. Burns picks up that dribble, gets it over to Kane. And they're coming out and fouling. They're trying to anyway. Flattery fouls Kane, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. That was the 10th foul for Fort Dodge St. Edmond, so 2 free throws the rest of the way. Interesting strategy with 1:21 to go, 1-point game. But they have the reasons. And Kane, a 53% free throw shooter. We'll see what he can do here as he shoots 2. Kane with 6 points in the game. Has hit a couple of big threes for PCM and Fred Lawrence's team. He'll try to give PCM a 2-point advantage. And he does. So 3 of the 5 points in overtime have come at the free throw line for PCM. And it's back to a 2-point advantage. Let's see if they can get it down low to Sandvig. They do. Sandvig backs in. The hook shot over West. And a battle for the rebound. A good hustle and a foul called on PCM. Boy, did Stephen Harvey come flying out of nowhere to get involved in the mix there. And a good job by Sandvig, too, of keeping it alive. He just tapped it out.
He went right after it. After he shot that ball, he followed his own shot. And Harvey coming across there, just great hustle.
Brandon Myers gets his 3rd foul.
Watch, he comes in here now. He'll take a little jump hook over the top. Won't see him, I don't think, but he comes right back in there. Gives it a tip it away, right. Great hustle play.
All right, free throws coming now for Stephen Harvey. Missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and the rebound to Brandon Myers.
Boy, that's tough. You got Harvey, 77% free throw shooter.
Less than a minute to go in overtime. And they foul Kane again. Gapp commits the foul. 4th on him. So 4 of the 5 starters now for Fort Dodge St. Edmond have 4 personal fouls. And a timeout called by St. Edmond coach Adolf Kokendorfer. 54 seconds to go. a 54-52 lead for PCM.
Still, a lot of things are going to happen in this 54 seconds, but you got to hope your PCM that you get at least one of two right here.
Let's take a network break. We'll be right back with the score 54-52 PCM in overtime. We're back, and with 54 seconds left in overtime, PCM a 2-point lead, and Trent Kane goes to the free throw line for the Mustangs.
Just short-armed that free throw. There's a lot of pressure on these young kids right now.
Missed them both. And Sandvig rebounds.
The strategy's worked out. Now you can go whatever you want to do. You can look for threes if it's open, or you can take it to the basket and look for the tying basket.
Flattery hit the big one in regulation. Drives in and hits again. Flattery again. And it's a tie game with 30 seconds left in overtime.
Nice recognition, John, by Flattery right there. Saw the gap, took it to the hole, and Myers, not wanting to commit the foul, stepped out of the way.
Fred Lawrence in a timeout to try to design something here for this last 25 seconds. And, well, Gary, I think you almost have to hold the ball all the way down until you take the last shot. The last thing you want is to shoot it too quick and have the Gales get a shot at the other end if you're Fred Lawrence.
No doubt about that. You've got a second overtime. You're still alive if you don't even get a shot off.
What a ball game tonight. Prairie City Monroe has been in this position. They are the fourth consecutive year in this state tournament. Suffered a heartbreaking loss in the first round last year to Council Bluffs St. Albert in overtime.
What about the job this Flattery kid has done? In the semifinals, now he comes back, hits a big three, now hits a drive to tie it.
And he had 16 in the opening round game against Clarinda. Flattery has hit some huge shots. He's hit 4 threes in this game.
Just a 5'11", 160-pound senior.
16 points in the game. And we'll see what PCM elects to do. 25 seconds left. Jerry West brings it in. It's deflected, but Myers able to track it down. What athleticism to quickly get over to that ball. Now Grant Burns will take it over with 15 seconds to go. Tie game in overtime. Myers with 10 seconds left.
And with his size, he can go up over the top of him. There's a spin.
Burns, a wild shot, missed it, and a foul call. No, a timeout was called before the shot. Well, they got a timeout. Fred Lawrence got the timeout before the shot. So with 2 seconds to go, PCM will have the ball.
Coach Lawrence is asking, so he can set a strategy. Where are we going to get the ball out of bounds? They say underneath, on the baseline.
Well, now it's just a catch and shoot situation. But if you're PCM, the good news is there's almost no chance that St. Edmonds is going to
get a shot.
So the worst they'll do is go to a second overtime. But it's going to be tough to score in just 2 seconds. Got to watch those little lob plays off the inbound.
Right. And with a guy like Brandon Myers, you could set that up. Although they'll probably be watching him to look to jam him on that inside.
It has been a great tournament. And these Class 2A games have been the most dramatic of all. These fans have been through a lot in the last few days in Class 2A. Here we go.
And you might look for Mayer, too, who's hit some shots on the outside.
It'll be Burns to Traeger. The lob to Myers. A turnaround jumper to win it. And we go to double overtime. Tied at 54. And now, Gary, the situation for St. Edmonds, 4 starters with 4 fouls. Zach Clark, Stephen Harvey, Tim Flattery, and Kyle Gapp all have 4 fouls. And Grant Burns, the starting point guard for PCM with 4.
So now you got a problem in there, depending on timeouts and whatnot, to get people in the foul. You don't want your good players to be fouling out. So it's substituting defense for offense and to make that foul. And St. Edmond has 2 timeouts left.
Well, the overtime started with Brooke Mayer scoring 4 points for PCM. But then Sandvig and Flattery battled back and tied it up. Kane hit a free throw, but so did Sandvig, as he got a 3-point play actually on his one drive to the basket. Each team scores 5 in the first overtime. They put 4 minutes back on the clock. And here we go again. A look at that last opportunity for Myers.
John, you called it. We talked about throwing it up high to Myers. He goes in, bounces back out, gets a turnaround look at it. We can't nail it. And this is the type of game, when it's all over, you say, you hate to see anybody walk away a loser. It's been
now nobody will.
Such a great, no, they won't. But you lose on the score, and
You're right, though. That's tough to take when you play as well as both these teams have played.
See if they go there. They got Zach Clark again trying to face guard Meyer on the inside and get backside help.
Maher with a tough shot. And Myers an offensive rebound, and one of the Gales just fouled out.
It's going to be Clark, I think.
I think you're right. So Zach Clark, the leading scorer coming into this game for Dodge St. Edmond, averaging 17.5 points a game, leaves with 5 personal fouls. He had 10 points in the ball game. And free throws coming for Brandon Meyer. Boy, that's tough for Zach Clark to have to watch now. Mitch Knipple back in there for St. Edmond. And another missed free throw.
Meyer's a 64% free throw shooter.
Trying to give his team the lead with 3:40 to go. He missed them both. And the rebound to Knipple.
Nice job by the Gales there, blocking off and securing that missed free throw.
Boy, these free throws have really hurt PCM. 59% free throw shooting team. They've struggled. They've had many chances to put this game away at the free throw line and haven't been able to do it. Flattery to the free throw line. Shot blocked by Myers. Flattery got it back. Good patience by the Gales. Nothing developed. Down low they go to Gap.
See if they try to get that ball to Sandvig again at that high post. There they get it.
On the kick out, they'll try the 3, and it's in and out. But the rebound to Knipple. Stephen Harvey couldn't get that one down. He's standing wide open right now, but they didn't see him, and now a timeout called by Adolf Kolkendorfer.
Boy, how many times the Gales have come up with that loose rebound, saved possessions, it's kept them in the game.
2:53 to go in our second overtime, and it's tied at 54.
Well, we go way back when we started talking about free throws. At the end of the game, PCM, the 59% free throw shooting team on the season. And it's been costly.
Really has. Down the stretch, they've missed a bunch. Well, now we'll see how St. Edmond attacks without Zach Clark on the floor. He fouled out of the ball game. They got a pretty good look from Stephen Harvey, but he couldn't knock it down. But they got the ball back. It was tied at 49 after regulation. It was tied at 54 after the first overtime. And we're still tied at 54. With 2:53 to go in this second overtime.
And it won't surprise me if Tim Flattery makes a play down the line here someplace. He just has that knack.
Baseball pass into the backcourt to Knipple to make sure to get it in. Now, PCM has not been paying a lot of attention to Harvey, and he's a good shooter. This is him with it. He does not force anything, but if you leave him wide open, he'll make you pay. Harvey with it. Flattery. Back to Harvey.
Mustang sitting in that zone, protecting in the paint. And
oh, and a steal by Trent Kane.
Quick hands.
play by Kane, and with 2:18 to go, PCM has a chance to regain the lead. Grant Burns into the front court.
Trying to post up Myers.
Jerry West left alone at the free throw line. Now Kane puts it on the floor. Leaves it for Myers, and Myers gets his own rebound and puts it home.
Good second effort.
Good pass by Kane. Myers got his own rebound and put it back in. 29 points, 16 rebounds for Brandon Myers. And a 2-point advantage for PCM. Harvey hesitated. Now Flattery won't hesitate. And Burns with the rebound for PCM. 1:35 to go. Back in that same situation now. PCM playing with a 2-point lead with under 2 minutes to go.
And this is where they have problems right now with the foul trouble and can't go out and foul people.
They got one guy that can foul, and that's Sandvik. And they should make him aware that he needs to get over there and foul somebody, if that's their strategy. Myers into the paint, drew a foul, but that was Knipple, so that was the bench player.
Right.
So that doesn't hurt him either. Mitch Knipple with his first. Take a look at the free throws, and you can see how PCM has struggled.
And you got Brandon Myers, who's just been to that line before and missed 2 free throws.
PCM was 2 of 5 at the end of regulation, and now 6 of 14 for the game. And Myers hits a big one to get the lead to 3. 30 points for Brandon Myers. Missed the second, and Knipple rebounds.
Well, and that's important because it puts it on a 1-possession game. But you can still do what you want to here. You got plenty of time. You can take it to the basket, take the 2-point shot, you can take the 3-point shot, if you take the 2-point shot, you're going to look to foul and put the pressure right back on them to make, almost let it travel.
This is Harvey with less than a minute left. Same situation we had earlier. St. Edmond down 3 with less than a minute to go.
I like the fact the Gales are not panicking. They're taking their time, having some patience.
Oh, and Myers almost came up with a steal. 37 seconds left to go, and a timeout for Coach Kolkendorfer.
Timeout, St. Edmond. A full timeout.
Fort Dodge St. Edmond 2-0 in state tournament games that have gone to overtime. PCM is 0-3. They lost in overtime in the semis in 2001, in the consolations in 2002, and in the first round last year. So they've suffered some real heartbreakers here at Vets Auditorium with this team.
And now you got with the timeout. This is the time as a coach has got to tell those guys that do not have the 4 fouls. If we in a missed situation or we want to foul, you guys got to go after somebody.
Well, we got 2 teams here, Gary, that have combined for 52 wins this year and 1 loss. 2 great basketball teams that had to beat outstanding teams to get here. Sioux Center and Pella Christian. And now these 2 can't settle it. They're in their second overtime.
John, with all the effort they put out in the semifinals, we wondered how much energy they have left. Here they're doing, finishing up the second overtime period.
Brandon Myers now with 89 points in this tournament. He also has 17 rebounds in this game, 16 in the last game. He's going to put up some phenomenal numbers in this tournament. But more importantly right now, St. Edmond can tie it with the 3. And that's the guy that did it in regulation, Tim Flattery. 30 seconds to go. Flattery gets it to Harvey. The kick out to Knipple. Back to Flattery. Down to 20 seconds.
They've got to get something done. They've got to make a move.
Harvey will let it go. And the long rebound to Brandon Myers.
Got a foul. Don't have it.
Sandvik has to
go get him. You can't.
Myers gets it into the front court. Now he is fouled with 5 seconds left. Myers will shoot the free throw. Well, the 18th rebound of the game was the biggest of the game for Brandon Myers. Now, if he can make 1 free throw, this game is pretty much over.
Defense, the PCM on that sequence, very good. Not letting anybody get open.
That might do it. Fred Lawrenson will call a timeout just to make sure. The last thing you want to do is foul if you're PCM, but If Myers hits this second free throw, it's a moot point anyway.
And if he hits it, they liable, but just to put some token pressure, take him a little time to get it down court. St. Edmunds is out of timeouts now, so that makes it extremely difficult.
And the Gales have not scored in this second overtime. It was 54 apiece going to the second OT, and they've been outscored 4-0 in this overtime period. Brandon Myers with all four for PCM. 31 points, 17 rebounds for Myers. And he'll go to the line to try to shoot a free throw that can ice it officially for PCM. And here we go. They need a 3 plus a foul, but PCM's going to be smart about it and not guard. Flattery lets it fly and a count, and it goes. And that's the only bucket of the game in overtime, the second overtime for St. Edmunds. But congratulations to PCM and Coach Fred Lawrenson. They have finally won that state championship. And what a way to do it. A 58-57 double overtime win over a terrific Fort Dodge St. Edmunds team. This is the kind of game these kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives. And what a game it was.